The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, a very good morning to you all. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt, US First Lady, activist, and diplomat. Uganda's most famous president, Idi Amin Dada, was ousted out of power in the year 1979. This was by a liberation army heavily supported by Tanzania's Julius Nyerere. My mother was at that time a student at a tertiary institution. Being heavily pregnant, she was helped a lot by a school friend called Suzanne. When I was born, my mother called me Suzanne. My father, on the other hand, was eager to honor Julius Nyerere. So he named me the closest to that, Julianne. The reason for my two beautiful names, Suzanne, Julianne. Fast forward, many years later, have I turned out to be a supportive friend or a liberator? My answer to both questions is yes, to a certain extent. As a lecturer for over 20 years, I have worked with hundreds and hundreds of students. And some of these will attribute their success to the help I gave them. Some have said this at their graduation parties, have written me emails, or called me up, or even delivered physical presents. One such hilarious present was a goat delivered at my residence around Christmas time in 2012. My family, my husband and children, we enjoyed the goat muchomo. And I was truly humbled by the great extent that this graduate had gone to express his gratitude. During my many years as a research scientist, I have honed my written communication and have also worked on my delivery of computer science discipline lectures. I am at a point in my life where I am eager to improve my public speaking so I can more effectively engage the different stakeholders of the products from my research lab. I would also love to have more influence within personal interactions with my family, friends, and in the community organizations that I serve. But first, let me return to telling you more about me. During my early childhood, I suffered a lot of confusion and turmoil. And this was because of the marital problems between my parents. My siblings and I lived with our mom and occasionally visited our dad. Living in this situation was very painful, and I had lots of questions. I sought solace in music. I loved singing, and my school choir rehearsed a lot of the traditional folk songs. I now remember one such song, Dungu, the Skilled Hunter. Dungu dungu ngaigana wangula musajja dungu ngaigana wangula ayigana kiro mutumbi na wangula musajja dungu ngaigana wangula. While singing this song, I immersed myself in the character. I stood before the mirror and I performed. My mother, noticing my love for singing, gave me audience with her friends and colleagues when they visited us. Such performances boosted my confidence, earned me a few shillings, and freed me up to dream more beautiful dreams. One such dream was backed on a long road trip from Jinja, my hometown, to Entebbe International Airport. My family was escorting an uncle who was going abroad to study. Where was he going? What was he going to study? When would he come back? Were the many questions I asked. My mother greeted my many questions with so much enthusiasm and went beyond explaining to me the progression between a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees. On that day, The dream to get a doctorate was birthed in my 10-year-old mind. Back in school, I continued to enjoy singing, but I also threw so much energy in my studies. The more I studied, the better I performed. The better I performed, the more applauded I was for such performance. One such reward was being admitted in Uganda's top high school. You guessed it, Gayaza High School. Being in Gayaza was such a blessing. I grew physically, intellectually, emotionally, musically, and even spiritually. I learned how to pray and commit my challenges to God. 6 years later, I was admitted at the university. And what a joy. I was ticking off my checkboxes one by one towards my doctorate. Later on, eventually, getting my doctorate, getting married, becoming mom, pursuing a research career, and my contribution to community has been a journey of so many dreams. I could carry on telling you about my dreams, past, present, and future. But there's so much that I can say in this icebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much beauty in all our dreams. Let's keep dreaming, let's keep pursuing our dreams, let's keep chasing and going after our dream. For indeed, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Mr.